Born and bred Brooklyn, USA. They call me Adam Yup and I'm MCA. You like a lemon to a lime, a lime to a lemon. I sip the death veil with all the fine women. R.I.P. there, MCA. Anyway, this is the Afterfight Afterthought for the Floyd Mayweather Miguel Cotto fight. And in that I will go over the winner, which is the Afterfight, and the loser, which is the Afterthought. And I go over the before, the during, and the after fight with both fighters. And I'll start with the winner, which was Floyd Mayweather. And if you haven't seen the fight, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know if you should watch the video. I mean, I'm not going to say, hey man, turn it off. You don't listen to me. But at the same time, I think it was a great fight, and that's something you actually need to check out. So you're like, oh, all right, yeah, I see where he's coming from. That kind of thing. Or just put your faith and trust in me, and we'll go from there. Huh, Guardo? Shut up, man. Anyway, we'll start out with Floyd Mayweather. Going into the fight, obviously, jail time has got to be on his mind. Who knows how that truly is affecting him? I mean, when you watch the 24/7s, you don't really think there's anything there, or it's even really bothering him, because it seems like I'm just doing my thing, and when that happens, I'll deal with it when it happens, kind of stuff. So it's not too bad. But then you start looking at, now he's 35, and he's actually stepping up in weight. Now he's done it in the past, like 5 years ago, 7 years ago, one of those two, and he's fought at the 154 before, but this is actually at 35. It's a true test for him, because usually when you go up in weight, you lose a little bit of speed, you lose a little bit of your stamina and stuff like that as you gain weight and everything. So we'll see how that goes. If he loses, it's all over for him. This legacy, everything that he's built, is going to be done, because he's so focused on that 42-0. And whenever you ask him, he goes, Sugar Ray Robinson lost. Everybody's lost. I haven't. Here's Rocky Marciano. I just want to throw that out there. Just want to throw it out there. And if the fight is close, questions will come up on whether or not he truly is a pound-for-pound fighter. Is he losing it? Is he losing a step? Is this happening? And you might be right with that stuff. And if he blows him out, people are just going to say, well, Pacquiao did the same thing. So while it's almost like a lose-lose for him, no matter how it turns out, on the same token, who else is really left for him to fight? You know what I'm saying? So, and now let's go over to the afterthought. You have Miguel Cotto. There's no more excuses for Cotto. He's got the weight, he's got the age, he's got all this stuff going for him. And when you start thinking about that, I mean, it's he's got the 154. He's got what he wants. I'm changing the background lighting there a little bit. It was kind of bright. He's got what he wants. He doesn't have to worry about cheating in this. Both fighters took the random drug tests and all that stuff going into the fight. He doesn't have to worry about cement in the gloves. He doesn't have to worry about being weight drained. I mean, everything is really turned to him. It's his fight. All the stuff is in his corner for this. This is his chance to shine. As I said, he's got nothing to lose. If he loses, it's kind of expected. And if you're disagreeing with me, look at the odds that Vegas had on that and everything else, and just listen to the announcers or predictors of this fight. If he wins, then he can go and try to avenge his only real loss, and that was against Pacquiao. Maybe he could pull Pacquiao up to 154 and see if he's got the stones to do that. Will the extra time with the Cuban coach that he has pay off? I mean, admittedly, the Cuban fighters, the amateurs, have beaten a lot of top professional fighters, in the past. So it goes to say, who says that can't translate into the pros? So, fight goes on. Starts out really fast. You had the, Mayweather unusually fast starting out in the fight, and they're going a lot of good back and forth, a lot of trading jabs. Cotto's got a nice jab, by the way. They're going in there. The first 4 rounds I had for Mayweather. They were going back and forth and trading, but Mayweather was putting on a boxing, showing him how it's done. But he was also kind of fighting his fight, because once it got into the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th round, and I believe Cotto won 3 of those 4 rounds. and you could pick which one, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth. You know, he won 3 of those guaranteed. You know, and looked really good doing it. There was a point there I was like, wow, this isn't. We might be in for something. You know what I'm saying? Because you get in the 8th round, you're only out by 2. You got a great shot at winning the fight. You know, and you know, and I would say that was the 8th round was probably the best round for Cotto, where it almost looked like he was out throwing Floyd and outlanding him. And then the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th rounds happened. And you saw Floyd go, okay, I'm done fighting your fight. I was beating you fighting your fight. You know, he was, in 8 rounds, I had him up 5 rounds to 3. And then he switched over to Floyd mode. Mayweather time, money time. And he kept his distance, he kept the pot shots, he kept the, he really started working in the left uppercut then. He would strafe him with that right hand, you know, coming around, and the way he could hook around Cotto's high guard. And then as soon as that would hit, boom, that uppercut would come ripping through. And, you know, he had stumbled Cotto earlier in the fight. I believe it was the 4th round. And it looked like he had rocked Cotto, and you were wondering if the fight was going to go the distance. And then in the 9th, 10th, the 11th, you know, you could see that the fight just changing, and the rounds being put into Mayweather's pocket as it went on, because Cotto couldn't box with him, and he couldn't, you know, actually run him down or do any of that stuff with him. Floyd would keep him at distance and could just pick him. And then in the 12th round, Cotto looked hurt. I mean, he was definitely wobbled when that big uppercut came through, the left uppercut. And it was, you know, when they were done judging, I had it 117, 111, and some other judges had it even bigger than that. And I don't know how you could do that. It was a great fight, and it was close. But when you win the last 4 rounds, you know, I mean, Mayweather just pulled away with it. It seemed like he was like, okay, now I need to get serious about this and really turn it up, and turned it up, you know. And great fighters have that gear. Most do not. So it went from being what could have been a really, really close, tight fight to Mayweather actually putting a distance there. Great fight, though. It's a must-watch. Even now, if you haven't seen it and you're listening to me, go see it, because there's too much action and stuff in there, and I didn't want to just do it round by round. You know what I mean? For this one. You know, now after the fight, we're going into, and we're looking at Mayweather. Well, he's going to jail, man. He's got less than a month to tie up whatever he's got to do, and he's going to jail. He stated in the fight, and I think the only fighter out there for him is Pacquiao. I don't believe Martinez would be a good fight for him, simply because of the fact that 154 doesn't look like it's Mayweather's range. You know what I mean? It looked like, yeah, he fought Cotto at that 154. Cotto admittedly is the best 154 out there. But if Martinez drops to 154, then Martinez is the best 154. Does that make sense? Martinez is 6'1". He's a lot bigger. I just think it would be a bad matchup kind of thing for Mayweather, because of the vast size difference there. It'd be a good fight, though. So, I mean, he called out Pacquiao. He said, let's get this done. And, you know, we'll see what happens. So I'm thinking maybe a December fight with Pacquiao, because, you know, admittedly, if Mayweather gets out, you know, in late August, early September, somewhere in there, it's not going to give him a whole lot of time to train. You know, Roach and Pacquiao like to take the angles. This could help him. You know, maybe get that fight done. That and being called out in front of like the second largest pay-per-view crowd ever might get it done too. Over to Miguel Cotto. I mean, you're looking at, you know, did you see Sal Alvarez last night, man? So that, I mean, that's a dude in his division. So you could be looking at that. You could be looking at a Cotto Canelo Alvarez fight in the near future. And wow, that was a great showing for Alvarez. Anyway, don't want to get into that one. You know, maybe a rematch. Maybe you can call out Pacquiao at 154 and see if Pacquiao is willing to step up there. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, Cotto looked good. He looked good. And not being weight drained and being able to do your thing, you know, it tends to make a fighter look a little better than, you know, when they're all, you know, I can't even suck my cheek, whatever, shut up, man. And, maybe a catch weight at 150, somewhere in there. Just saying. I think it'd be a great fight. And we'll see what happens from there. Cotto, a warrior, doesn't look like he's lost anything. I'm happy to see him healthy. And we'll go on with that and see how it turns out. But I would like to see an Alvarez fight there. I think that would be good. That'd be pretty awesome. Anyway, hey, this is Bigragu, Eduardo, whatever, man. And please comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And yeah, mode.